crowd goes wild. They think it's over. There's red stuff flying out of Andrew Jackson. But Andrew Jackson doesn't fall to the floor. Andrew Jackson picks up his blicky. Now the dueling rules state, since Charles shot first, Andrew Jackson now gets a chance to shoot and Charles has to stand still. Okay, now listen to
Andrew Jackson, when a psychopath, became president.
so you think Donald Trump is the worst guy to become president of the United States? Well, I want you to take a look back here. This is Andrew Jackson. Hold on, let's get a little closer. See, Andrew Jackson sucked, and everyone knew it. And if I had to tell you about every way he sucked, this video would be 40 minutes. Instead, I'm gonna tell you about this time that Andrew Jackson had a problem. See, he got an argument with some dude that
I've been seeing his face a lot.
Horse. Now, everyone knew Andrew Jackson had a temper, and he was violent. So he goes over to the dude, he said, broski, where my money? Dude said, hey, bro, I can't really pay you right now, you know what I'm saying? Jackson said, I'm gonna ask you again, and I wanna hear something different. Where my money? Dude said, no, I'm gonna pay you with how we agreed upon with these things called notes. Andrew Jackson said, I never said that, you cap. The dude's son comes in and says, yo, what you saying to my pops? And this is where things get heated. Now, remember how I just
see his, he just be on the money, bro.
Dude's son had a temper too. His name
I don't know
was
about
Charles
him like that.
Dickinson, not Charles Dickens, the author, Charles Dickinson. So Charles Dickinson and Andrew Jackson, they knucking and bucking. What? They get separated. But then everyone in the state of Tennessee where they live started instigating. Charles's friends was like, bro, you didn't throw hands. You scared of Andrew? Charles said, who's scared of Andrew? And Andrew Jackson, a coward. Somebody from the newspaper came in and said, can you repeat that? He said, I said, Andrew Jackson, a coward. So, all right. He publishes it in the newspaper.
After this video, I'm gonna call you.
Charles Dickinson called Andrew Jackson a coward. Now, boy, back in the day, them insults was taken seriously. On top of calling him a coward, Charles Dickinson called him a scoundrel. Jackson said, doth my eyes deceive me? Call Charles a worthless cur. The newspaper came and said, what'd you say? He said, I said, call Charles a worthless cur. I said, all right. The newspaper publishes a paper. Charles Dickinson, Andrew Jackson just called you a worthless cur. Then Charles has a little bit to drink with his boys. He started talking about Andrew Jackson's wife. Talking about, yo, man, shoot, she ain't even your wife. She technically never got a divorce from her first husband. And everybody knows it. His boy said, ooh. Word gets back to Andrew. Now, you ain't gonna talk about Andrew's
you a
wife.
worthless cur.
He gets so heated,
You were worthless.
he does something surprising. Now, anybody with a quick temper can
I
probably relate.
but I can't call you
You
that.
get so mad that you just calm down. Because you know the next thing you're about to do is
it's
insane.
crazy. I need to
Andrew
chill.
gets to that point. So he says, Charles, let me clarify. Did you say that or not? And Charles actually apologizes. He said, yo, I might have been too lit. If I did say that, then I'm actually really sorry. Andrew said, okay, I accept your apology. And here's where things started to get wicked. People just started getting messy. Andrew Jackson's friends in his ear talking about, man, you really gonna let him get away with not paying you? Andrew said, no, he gonna pay me. They said, all right, if you say so. And apparently Andrew starts talking a little bit of smack about Charles and his daddy. Now, this gets back to Charles. And Charles is like, yo, Andrew gave me the benefit of the doubt with the whole wife thing. Let me just give him the benefit of the doubt. So he calls one of his friends. Yo, broski, go ask Andrew if he's really talking smack about me. His friend says, cool. He goes over to Andrew. He says, yo, Charles want to know if you really talking smack about him and his daddy again. Andrew Jackson
So bro ran off with his money?
Charles Dickinson's friend goes, oh, I must be tripping. We got a problem? One thing leads to another. I told y'all earlier he was violent. Boom, starts getting on Charles Dickinson's boy. Charles Dickinson's boy takes off, says, you a coward, Andrew. Newspaper comes in again and says, okay, let me publish that. Charles Dickinson walks in and goes, man, he is a coward.
Nicka bro cop some why the laws came grab
so,
that.
Two papers come out where Charles Dickinson and Charles Dickinson's friend are calling Andrew Jackson a coward. This is the last straw for Andrew Jackson. He says,
you gonna get the cops caught on you, bitch.
For the insults offered, meaning let's get it on. Like really get it
Crazy
on. Let's
shit is bro, he drop it at wrong crib nigga cop ain't see bro but dude ratted.
No, that shit green.
Tennessee and
not
a lot
good
of states ban
like, nigga, how you
duels
dropped
though,
it off
because they're
at the
pretty
wrong
barbaric.
place.
What you do is you stand in front of each other and whoever makes it out alive makes it out alive. But these dudes hated each other. Andrew Jackson and Charles Dickinson.
No call
so they
to
said, we
update
gonna
me or none
cross the
loser
border
ass.
to Kentucky, a state that allows for
crazy.
duels, and we gonna really get it on. But then here's where it starts to get wickeder. Andrew Jackson's boy comes over to him and goes, you know who Charles Dickinson is, right? Andrew Jackson goes, yeah, the dude I've been arguing with this whole TikTok. His boy goes, yeah. But also he's the best shot
Get
in
back.
Tennessee. Andrew Jackson goes, oh, you not really my boy? You want to see me fall? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Someone comes in and goes, Andrew, don't listen to him. He's not the best shot in Tennessee. He's the best shot in America. Andrew Jackson crumbles. So he decides to form a plan with his friend. How am I gonna get out of this alive? He can't take back his statements now. Charles Dickinson's sitting there with the blicky, probably listening to some Chief Keef. Andrew Jackson tells his friend, okay, so we gonna cheat. He tells his friend, you're gonna call the duel. You're gonna just say, go, like super fast. Try to scare him and then make him pre-fire. His friend goes, that sounds like a great idea. But what if he still hits you? Andrew Jackson goes, I'm gonna wear loose clothes so he can't really like hit me. You feel what I'm saying? They say bet. They go over to Kentucky. They draw a crowd. The person calling the duel says, in the left corner, we got Andrew Jackson. And in the right corner, we got Charles Run 'em Down Dickinson. Charles comes out. Charles holding the tully, talking about, you ready? Andrew Jackson goes, yeah. His boy goes, fire. Charles Dickinson, cool as a fan, pulls up the blicky, got, and he hits Andrew Jackson directly in the chest. The crowd goes wild. They think it's over. There's red stuff flying out of Andrew Jackson. But Andrew Jackson doesn't fall to the floor. Andrew Jackson picks up his blicky. Now the dueling rules state, since Charles shot first, Andrew Jackson now gets a chance to shoot and Charles has to stand still. Okay, now listen to.
Oh, it's not. I'm shooting the rest of this. Grabbing the fucking thing, the stuff, the bullet in that hole, and it's so fuck that.
So he had tapped bro.
And he about to.
What kind of shit is this?
I'm not finna stand still. Unless you get a free shot of me like that. Bro, if you ain't go down off the first one, bro, eventually, bro, you go down off one of these.
Niggas playing lick for lick with a gun.
Nah, Andrew
Nigga,
Jackson. Andrew Jackson. I think he got shot, but like he has some shit to where like.
You gotta have some crazy balls to do that shit.
Nah, he had some shit to where the bullet didn't go like through the shit. They had bread, bro. They can bulletproof vests, but like it looked like he got shot, and I don't think he really got shot for real. So they probably like, what the fuck wrong with this nigga?
Or just stupid.
He got a bulletproof vest on with some red juice leaking. You probably think he about to fall and he pick up the blicky.
This part closely. Andrew fires, but his jams. Now the
That's God.
rules state that counts as a shot.
Imagine
so
standing there.
It's supposed to be over. But Andrew Jackson just reloads and just takes out Charles Dickinson.
Nigga, you finna die.
See, bro, see? That's why
wait,
you don't.
WTF.
You don't even. Nah, bro, fuck that.
Wait. Bro said fuck the rules. Plot twist.
Bro said fuck, exactly. That's why it was fuck the rules from the start.
Everyone's like, yo, what? Andrew Jackson goes, what? Mike didn't fully jam. It only half jammed.
Nigga shot bro
like,
bad.
Nah, bro. They rush over to try to save Charles, but Andrew Jackson goes, I win. His reputation takes a nosedive. As for Andrew Jackson getting hit, since he had loose clothing on, Charles Dickinson's shot bounced off one of his buttons and barely missed Andrew Jackson's heart.
Oh, so he did
The shot was
get
so
shot.
close, doctors couldn't operate. Andrew Jackson kept that with him his whole life.
He said a bullet stuff.
Feel the pain. The word is out. Andrew Jackson just a guy in cold blood. On top of that, as you can see from this whole story, it's all about honor. If someone insults you, you need to save your honor. So on top of him just being a guy when he didn't have to, people were saying even if you had another shot, you shouldn't have taken it. Because even though the rules say that Charles is supposed to stand still, people were saying you didn't have to him, you at this point kind of won the duel. And Andrew Jackson basically replied, it didn't even matter if he hit me, missed me, this, that, third. I was gonna him. And this is all before he became president. So that goes to show you, you can be the most hated man in America, a convicted felon. You could even a person, but people will still find a way to vote you in.
Better know what you're doing when you're going on that mission. I know professional shooters and I get them niggas pissed. But for that drill, they walk down. My young niggas most so sick. I try to teach this bitch a lesson. That little bitches wouldn't list. I tired of lectures. Now I'm sending all these hoes to the tip. I put my city on new swag. Little bitch, check out my invention. When BR niggas get a bag, we heading straight to the dick. I'ma put some diamonds in my dick. Reach for my joy, I leave you crazy.